Hey everybody, I'm Scotty J, and you are watching Rock Titan Live. Got an awesome guest with us right now, and we didn't get to catch up with him last time we were with Mark from Dirty Honey, but everybody knows that the lead guitarists are the ones that get all the babes, and they're the ones that do all the great songwriting and all that good stuff. But now we got John from Dirty Honey with us right now. How are you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm surviving and
Yeah.
staying isolated.
Right? Oh man, I couldn't help but notice, like, I don't know, within the last week, I got this email blast that Dirty Honey is going out there saying, "Keep your hands clean, but your mind's dirty." We got some Dirty
Right.
Honey sanitizer, yeah?
Yeah, we've got some product line ideas. I can't announce yet though.
All right, all right. Well, I tell you what, this is a great time to be putting something out like a hand sanitizer, and maybe toilet paper. I mean, you
Yeah.
never know. I mean, with all the craze that's going
Dirty
on
Honey
with that
masks.
right now, but Dirty Honey face masks. Oh my! Well, the list goes on. Clearly, you guys are busy behind the scenes with some branding, as you should be. But oh man, what a few weeks it's been. It's been crazy because I know you guys, as well as many other artists, had some big tour plans.
We did, yeah. We would have been in Australia right now making our record, and so we're not doing that now. And the next tour is really half of April and May, and that's a string of festivals put on by radio and stuff. So those will probably, we've already lost a couple or maybe even more than that. So I've actually been in quarantine pretty well, so I haven't actually checked what the latest cancellations are. But
Where are you at right now?
I'm at my home in Los Angeles, California.
Okay, all right, yeah. Oh my God, I know it's crazy out there. How are you and the guys all holding up right now with this crazy Corona thing? I mean, obviously you guys can't be as mobile as you'd like to be, but have you found yourselves able to be proactive in other ways during this time?
Yeah, actually, like right now, the Mark is actually here at my house, and so is Corey. I have the sort of in-house studio. We have like a separate garage.
Okay.
It's been like refitted to be a studio. So they're in there. We're doing demos for the new record. We're just trying to do as much as we can while we're here.
Right on.
And we'll send them over to the producer. We're kind of staying remote contacted, and we'll just do as much pre-production as we can across the pond.
Yeah, I mean, one must do what one must do when we are all under, social distancing.
Yes, yeah. Staying a good Skype distance from everyone.
Man, but you've got the headquarters, huh? John has the Dirty Honey headquarters. That's where everyone's hunkered down, huh?
Yep. It's modest, but it works, and we're able to rehearse here and make demos, and we all know how to record a little bit. So.
Okay, all right. So, like I touched on a little while ago, Mark and I caught up a while back when you guys were actually on the tour trail with Skillet and Alter Bridge.
Yeah.
That had to be a good time, huh?
That was a great. I mean, that was a great learning experience. And it was a good boot camp too. It was the first couple tours we did were like real boot camp. The first one was boot camp, and then. Like just rough, small audiences, small tour, small clubs, nothing. None of the glitz and glamour of tour. And then we did that tour you're speaking of, and that was like packed houses every night from 500 to 2,000. I think we did Chicago theater, sold out. So, and dude, I got to, I was never like a big Creed guy or Alter Bridge guy, but hanging with Mark Tremonti was awesome, and he was super friendly, and he always wanted to shred guitar and play. He's always like, "Man, give me a new lick, give me a new lick." He always wants some. He practices like he's still like learning guitar.
Oh
awesome.
my God,
Yeah.
that's too wild.
Yeah.
That's too.
Yeah.
Well, you do have a cool style, because I mean, I haven't heard a lot of your music outside of Dirty Honey, but obviously you guys have more of an old school rock and roll feel to you versus the stuff that Tremonti has done.
Right. Yeah.
But oh man, that's got to be pretty cool, having an established guy like that, saying, "Yo, John,
Yeah. No,
right,
he's awesome. I mean, I have his number. I text him, and just say what's up. And he's always just like, miss you, man, dude. Can't wait to play again. I think we're gonna do some shows with him in Europe if it doesn't get coroned out of existence. But this summer we're supposed to do that. So
right on, right on.
yeah, cool.
Well, has I got to ask you because things happen so fast for you guys, and again, I'll just go back to what I was telling Mark, since I didn't get to have you at the same time. He was walking all over the streets of wherever you guys were too, it was an interesting mobile experience. He's so chill, he's got the hat on and he's got the sunglasses on, Mr. Too Cool for School. But
Yep.
But you guys really exploded onto the scene like a band. Music's totally different, of course, but just because of some of the people that you work with. I know that Greta Van Fleet, has worked with some of the same people that you have worked with, and they experienced so much success so quickly, and deservedly so, just because of the quality of their music and the kind of stage presence that they had, and just their brand, if you will, just like what you guys have. And I know you guys have been together for a while, but it's like, all of a sudden you start putting out some of these singles, like When I'm Gone and Rolling Sevens, and it's like, whoa, and I mean, it's like you hear your guitar, you hear Mark's vocals, and it's just like, where in the hell did these guys come from? Did you expect the kind of attention that you guys have gotten?
I wanted it, but I don't know. I think when we first got out on that first tour a year ago, basically, the response right away was something that told us it was going to go well, right. And that's kind of when I saw it. I mean, I always knew we were a really good band, and I think we just had to, even before we caught our break, we just had to get, get the songs together, get them up to the level. So, and then when we started performing in front of people, the response really showed us quickly. I mean like first night.
Right.
When we went, actually before the first tour, the first show we ever played once we got management, once it was like, okay, this dream might become a reality here. Our manager, to flex that he had the goods, he was like, I got you 3 dates with Slash. These are and a major festival, Danny Wimmer Festival.
Right on, man. Yeah.
Aftershock, yeah.
Yeah.
So we did that. Aftershock was the first one. But the Slash is the one, Phoenix, we sold like 10 shirts before we even played. And we had never played anywhere. Right. You know what I mean? And so it was like, wow. And it was this good feeling, and there's a whole hype of like, for me, it was like, I'm sound checking within ear distance of Slash, like I can't see him, but I'm like, I know he's in there. He can hear me right now. That was kind of mind blowing. And then, there was this moment where Mark, he swung the mic out over the audience, and everyone just erupted. And I was like, I got the goosebumps, and I was like, this is really happening.
Yeah.
So I knew at that point, I think I knew, and I think Mark's felt this way too. It's just, God willing and all that, no pandemics, hopefully. It's a matter of just elbow grease, and putting our nose to the grindstone and keep doing what we're doing.
Well, you guys got a magical chemistry, that's for sure. How far back do you and Mark go? Were you guys like friends long before you formed Dirty Honey? How did that all happen?
Yeah, we've been knowing each other for, 6 or 7 years, like the whole time I've been in LA.
Okay.
But, while he was doing a lot of work in the film industry, I was doing work. He was like working on sets and stuff, and I was doing, just hustling as a guitarist in LA. Small gigs. Sometimes I do some tours. Sometimes, play with. I got to see the world a little bit, but I was always playing with Mark, and Mark and I had a couple versions of this band, but it wasn't until Corey that we named it Dirty Honey. And once that happened, then it became kind of what we'd always been dreaming about. Everything before was like when we just played cover band gigs, like in a bar, like 3 hours, like you get free drinks and get paid $50 and you play Sweet Home Alabama and all that stuff. And like,
right.
But we were for sure, there was, even back then, there were hints, we always believed in ourselves as players, but there was also hints of like people would come up to us and be like, why do you play bars? Like, you're way, the people who worked at the bars were always like, what are you doing wrong that you play at our bar? Like that. So, and that happened frequently because it was just, you see a lot of cover bands and most of them are more hobbyist type, and it's like,
sure.
And we came in there and we'd be on the tables like that we're not supposed to be on, wide leg stance, like, playing my guitar into someone's mouth, like just getting totally nuts in there, We really were always getting nuts. And so the fact that we were able to just finally put that energy into songs we wrote that are as memorable as I think the ones we always covered, that's the turning point, Right. And When I'm Gone was that turning point, for sure.
Yeah. Well, obviously, off this last EP that you guys, had put together, you had chart-topping singles, popping off of that, which obviously I think I just named a couple. But one of the big things, that everyone's like, oh, wait a minute, they're an independent band, independent bands don't have this kind of success. How much pride do you take in that? And is that something that, that you guys have talked about kind of as a family, as a brotherhood that you guys are, being independent versus, say, joining a label? Have you had, I should ask you, I guess, have you had any suitors coming to call like, hey, man, we want you on your label. This is the kind of deal we're going to offer you, yada, yada, yada. Has that happened? And are you guys thinking about that? Or do you just, are you cool with where things are at?
Well, right now, I think we're very cool where things are at. We've hit after 1 year, we've hit a nice little comfort zone of we can make some moves. We've got tours booked. We've got things lined up. In the beginning, we in the very beginning, our manager sent us out to every label. And to be honest, they mostly all just denied us. And the few that finally trickled in later, the offer, too much time had gone by. We then had a number one single, and then it's like, oh no, we hadn't had a number one yet. I think the last really good offer wasn't good enough, is my point. And there was a cool story attached to that. It came through kind of a legendary guy. And his name's Tom Zutot, and he's kind of like an independent guy, but he signed Motley Crue and he signed Guns N' Roses back in the day in the 80s, and he loves us. And he acts on behalf of a few labels, and the label gave us an offer, and we politely declined. But he stayed in touch with the band, and it's just kind of a cool little piece of rock history. He's like mentioned in The Dirt, and he's mentioned in like the Guns N' Roses books, and he just loves us. And he came and saw us in Charlottesville, and but yeah, I think the other side of that question is at this point we have such a passion amongst everyone in our team and our small devoted team and we've been able to see that as long as we as a band deliver the songs, our team can get them up the flagpole on radio. So why have more cooks in the kitchen?
Right on.
But honestly, just bog it down, I think, at this point. You know what I mean? Especially if it's somebody who gives you money, then you have to sort of do what they say or fight a lot to not do what they say if it's you know what I mean? So we're not chomping at the bit right now to get that happening.
Right on. Well, all that said, obviously touring has been subdued here for a little while, and obviously the height of the summer concert season is upon us with all the various Danny Wimmer tours, which are awesome. I know those lineups are always killer. Did you guys, had you already been slated for many of the Danny Wimmer Presents tours? Because like you talked about, last year you did Aftershock. Were you guys looking to do more of them this year?
Yeah, we were going to be on Sonic Temple.
Right.
Just got canceled. So
yeah, dude.
And I believe we were going to be on where Rocklahoma is still going. We are on that.
Cool.
So, but that's later in the year, so I think, or later in the summer.
Hopefully everything's chilled out by then. So in the meantime, you guys are making new music.
We're making new music, man.
Yes. So are we looking at potentially a full album in 2020?
Well, I can't speak to that. We got a lot of ideas in the bin. So, and now we've got more time to even iron out the ones that maybe probably wouldn't have made it because they weren't finished enough. So, who knows? If we have enough time, because I don't see us going down there.
All you got is time right now, man.
Yeah, but our producer's in Australia, so we got to get there. So right. I don't see us getting there till probably July, maybe. I don't know. I can't even speak on it. But the point is, yeah, we got time. So
all things being ideal, though, Australia is the next destination for you to start, getting to work.
On the album, yeah.
On the album,
yeah. But then, assuming that this actually calms down by, I think our quarantine here ends, the 16th or something. So if that's actually, if everything gets going again, we might be in all right shape. We'll do a U.S. festival thing in May, and then we'll do Europe in June, and then July would probably be our moment to make the next record.
Right on. Now you gotta give me a little something here, John. You gotta give me a little teaser here. As far as like some of the music that we can expect, is it very much in line, would you say, with like kind of the sound and the style of that first batch of songs you put out, self-titled, or are we looking at something that maybe strays a little bit from like that classic rock and roll sound?
Yeah, it's like the first album, but plus rap features. Yeah. And the theme is revive dead like dead careers, So we're gonna get a lot of guys from. No, I don't know. We're gonna do a lot of. It's a lot of. I mean, I don't want to say the same, but I think it's an extension of the artistry that we started with the first EP for sure.
All right, cool.
And, if you check out some live videos, there's a couple of songs that there's 3 songs we rotated into existence on this last headlining tour that are going to make the record for sure. So, and they fit right in, All
right. Well, we got such a small dose, such a small taste of honey, with that, first launch of some of those songs. It's like, you guys did a good job keeping your fans wanting for more, because I'm one of them. And it's just like, oh man, what's this other stuff going to sound like? Because as you know, as an artist, a lot of times, it's that sophomore effort, that, kind of really starts to define who and what a band is and how successful they might be. They don't all get to experience the success, and what they first put out there, like getting shot out of a cannon. But you guys did, so it's just kind of like, oh man. Is this what we're hearing right now? Is this really who Dirty Honey is? And we can expect to be, getting a lot more of this? Or, is this just kind of a little teaser of, some other more varied styles and influences of what's to come?
I think there's definitely going to be some, there's going to be some things on there that, for sure didn't make the first record in terms of like pace. There's going to be some different pace stuff, but there's going to be a good dose of like I said, it's going to be a good extension of what we already did. But
right on.
I just think we just got some more kick-ass rock lined up.
All right. Do we got any other music that we can expect? Like any other? Because you guys are really good. Like we were talking about a little while ago, you guys are playing from the studio space, or you might be performing live somewhere, stuff like that. now, but like, you know, if you're doing like a radio show presentation or something like that, are you guys going to be leaking any other kind of little teaser music or anything like that?
No,
No.
no,
Yeah.
no teasers right now. Nope.
Anything in particular you're doing to kind of remain in communication with your fans above and beyond just the regular social media stuff?
Well, we've been doing live streams. We're gonna do some stuff like in that kind of vein coming up.
Okay.
You know, there's some creative ways that we're getting. We got some stuff cooking up to you know, to stay interactive with people and you know, you'll see. Yeah.
Well, now, what's the best thing that everybody can do right now to support you guys, you know, and some of your other peers? Because I know, you know, touring really is the bread and butter, you know, for all you guys out there. And you could have like 10 million streams on Spotify, and then you get that like royalty check or whatever, and you're like, what? You know?
Yeah. Well, you know, that still helps though. So you can stream the album on repeat while you sleep and while you work.
Right.
You know, buy the album.
Merch. What can we do in terms of merch? Are you guys mass producing that hand sanitizer?
Yeah, that's coming soon. We're still working on the scent of it. But yeah, no, and our merch store at dirtyhoney.com is always going.
Okay.
So there's always things. We're always rotating in things there. We've got plenty of, you know, hats, shirts, sweatshirts. We got all the good stuff, man.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, everybody, we are here with John from Dirty Honey, and they've got some great stuff cooking. And, you know, they'd have already been making all this new music out in Australia in the bush if it weren't for this corona pandemic. All that being said, I hope you guys are safe. You know, please stay healthy. And to everyone out there in the LA region, you know, listen to your governor, listen to your representatives. You know, I know everyone wants to be at the beach, you know, and people are getting itchy, you know, in home confinement and stuff like that. But, you know, breaking the rules is only going to prolong things. And we want to get back to a normal life as quickly as possible. So, you know, John, thank you so much for joining us on Rock Titan Live, man. It's really been great talking to you.
Likewise, Scott. Thanks for having me.
You got it, man. All right, I'm Scotty J. You are watching Rock Titan Live. We're out.